So with the bank holiday approaching, many of you are going to have an extra long weekend, and I'm sure you're wondering what on earth are you going to do with that time? The same might go for those of you who are students and have the summer holiday coming up. Spare time? Who knows what to do with that? Well, here's one suggestion for you. Why not read those massive, extra long books that you've had your eye on for a while? If your mind has just drawn a blank and you can't think of any long books on your shelf, well, I'm here to recommend 5 books that you might like to try with that little bit of extra time. First up is A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. This book came out in 2015 and was longlisted and shortlisted for numerous literary prizes, including the Man Booker Prize that year. The book itself comes in at 737 pages. It follows a group of friends in New York, one of whom is the elusive Jude, and the rest of the group know very little of his past because he's very reserved about sharing details with them. All they know is that he's been through a lot. Well, the story of A Little Life takes us back to Jude's early years, growing up, and the tragic events that he encounters and that shape his life and the person he is. It is a book full of tragedy, but one that has moved many. But talking about long books that have had an impact, the next book I want to suggest to you is Bleak House by Charles Dickens. This is in fact Charles Dickens' longest novel, and in this edition comes in at 1,288 pages. So plenty to get your teeth into, not just in the number of pages, but in characters and stories. This one is full to the brim of numerous different subplots and characters, whilst at its core following litigation in the Chancery Courts of England and the widespread repercussions those had for people at the time. Dickens' novel itself is said to even have had impact on the subsequent legal reforms of the 1870s. You can't be much more impactful than that, can you? But if you're interested in something a little bit more removed from reality, then why not try Perdido Street Station by Chine Mieville. Not only is this book 880 pages, it's actually the first in a series, so if you do enjoy it, there are many more for you to check out afterwards. Chine Mieville's work is often described as a surreal mixture of science fiction and fantasy. This novel is set in a world where strange beasts are hidden around every corner, and our protagonist, a young eccentric scientist named Isaac, comes in contact with a half-bird, half-human who sparks his curiosity. But just to shake things up a little bit, for those of you who prefer non-fiction, I have to recommend Rasputin by Douglas Smith. And as this year is 100 years since the Russian Revolution, then maybe it is the perfect time to try a little bit of Russian history. But given the extent to which Rasputin has captured many imaginations over the past 101 years since his assassination, it seems fair that Douglas Smith would need 848 pages to unravel the truth from the lies when it comes to the history of this man. And lastly is a book that I think springs to many of our minds when we think of long literature, and that is Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. This book comes in at 1,008 pages, was first published in 1936, and is set during the American Civil War in the deep south of America. It follows Scarlett O'Hara, a spoiled daughter of a plantation owner who many have loved to hate over the past few decades. The novel is a drama, a romance, and a coming-of-age tale amongst many other things. Plus, if you're looking to spend your extra time watching films as well as reading books, there is a film adaptation that comes in at 2 minutes shy of 4 hours. But by the end of this list, I'm sure you've found enough reading material, if not too much reading material, to fill every hour of the long weekend and prevent you from doing anything else you might consider doing that weekend. And why would you want to do anything but read anyway? Do let me know if you have any favourite long books in the comments down below. And there is nothing better than a book that can completely wrap you up for hours at end and take you away from the world into its own. If you'd prefer to spend your long weekend reading as many books as possible, however, do check out the book break video on books you can read in a day, which is full of books under 200 pages. And until next time, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all again next week.